Good evening, part 3 of the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who is out, The Giggle, and oh my lord, what an episode. There is so much to talk about. I've been buzzing ever since I saw it at 6 o'clock this morning, thanks to my 4-year-old. I've watched it 3 times. It keeps getting better. And there's so much to talk about. And I've got a few theories. So let's delve. Oh, we have so much to talk about. I have extensive notes tonight. So, spoilers, obviously, if you haven't seen it already, but you should have done. So, we start off in London in 1925, and John Logie Baird is creating the first TV. He sends his apprentice out to buy a puppet to put in front of the camera because the heat of the lights is too much for a human, and the puppet is being sold by the toy maker, who, if you watch Tom's previous video, that will give you a bit of background on who the toy maker is. We won't go into it in here, but he is an old nemesis of the Doctor. Once that is established, we cut back to the present day and a follow-on from the Blue Yonder, where Wilf told the Doctor that everything was going to shit, basically, and everything is going to shit. Everybody's beating each other up, and the Doctor stops the guy from getting hit by the car, where he tells the Doctor that everyone thinks they're right, but he's the only one that's right, and it seems like everybody thinks they're right, which is pretty much true to the day on the internet. Everyone thinks they're right, nobody's right. So, anyway, cars come in, the Doctors get whipped off to Unit HQ, which for some reason was built by Tony Stark. It looks very, very much like Avengers Tower now. And when he lands, he meets up with Shirley Bingham, who was in the last couple of episodes in her little funky wheelchair with guns all over it, and Kate Lethbridge-Stewart, who we haven't seen in a while, who gives him a massive cuddle. Very much not like Kate, but there you go. And then we continue on to see what happens within Unit. Oh, I'll tell you what happens inside Unit. Mel Bush, Melanie Bush, that's right, Bonnie Langford is back.
I'm going to need all the statistics. Oh, no way. Oh, that is the best news, Melanie, hello.
So, we last saw Mel with Sylvester McCoy and Sabalom Glitz, his name was, who she mentions here. We did last see her when she was leaving with Sabalom, where he offered to give her and Ace a lift back to Perivale, which, unusually, is the place I was born, Perivale Hospital, 1979. So anyway, she decides to go off with Sabalon. They go on an adventure. Mel mentions here that he died when he was 101. Now, we don't know how old he was. He wasn't a human. He looked about sort of late 40s, which would mean that she was travelling with him for 50 years. But he was an alien. I think he was from Andromeda. Anyway, we don't know how old she is. And we don't know how old Bonnie Langford is. So, you know, it's all in the storyline. But Kate's back. She now, not Kate, sorry. Mel Bush is back. Mel Bush, Amy Pond. I'm beginning to think that people were just naming these characters after things they could see out the window. Anyway, we then see a little interesting scene where Kate takes off her band that is protecting her from this weird ray that's sending everybody bonkers, and she has a little rant. An unusual little rant, which we will come back to later in the speculation part of this. We then basically cut back to London, where the Doctor goes back and tries to work out what the toy maker is up to. There's a really horrible scene with some dolls. He then confronts him. He asks him about the rules of the game and why everybody thinks they're right, where he basically explains that that's how they win. Everyone thinks they're right now, so they win, and everyone loses. So everyone loses. But again, interesting why he should say that. Also interesting, he mentions his gold tooth, where he trapped the master, and he also mentions the one that waits. Now, there's going to be a bit of speculation on that later on in the video as well, but an interesting mention because the toy maker is extremely powerful and he seems petrified by this creature, so that will be one to watch out for. We then have the flashback. The Doctor goes back to 2023. There's a amazing little scene where the Toy Master dances to Spice Up Your Life by the Spice Girls. Why on earth they didn't choose Who Do You Think You Are by the Spice Girls, God only knows. Anyway, great little bit of skit, and if you haven't seen the episode, stop now. Massive spoiler. Doctor gets shot with a big laser gun called the Galvanic Beam, and he regenerates. Only he doesn't regenerate. He bi-generates. He splits. So 14, David Tennant survives, and he splits in half like an amoeba and creates 15. We get our first glimpse of Ncuti Gatwa, who is phenomenal and very attractive and not wearing any trousers. Now, just a little bit in my head here that I thought a lot of people are like, oh, a black doctor. Well, yeah, why the fuck not? Female doctor, black doctor, female master, so what? But storyline wise, they don't mention this galvanic beam. Again, there's no mention of it online as to what it is or how it works. So I like to think in my own little writer's brain that the galvanic beam is a solar powered laser, and that solar energy hitting the Doctor has triggered a regeneration with extra melanin, which is why we now have Ncuti. We have a black Doctor because the melanin is protecting him from this ultra high solar radiation. That makes sense, does it not? I mean, I don't care. Ncuti, just even though he's only in it for like 10 minutes, possibly my favourite Doctor of all time. I haven't been this excited about a Doctor since David Tennant first took over. He is remarkable. And what's brilliant about him is he's happy. He's a happy Doctor. He's lively. And the writing saying that, yes, 14 still lives, and he's like, he needs to recover. He's got so much pain from all the stuff he's done and all the stuff he's been through. He needs to recover. And all that pain stays with 14. So 15 is like born again, and he's happy and he's lively. And, you know, it all went so dire and so when Capaldi took over. It was sort of mopey. And although Jodie was quite an upbeat Doctor, it felt like she was putting it on for the humans' benefit, and she was quite sad. There were some sad moments. I want a happy, lively Doctor, like Tennant when he first started, like Matt Smith. I want happiness, and Ncuti happy. He's mint. He's proper mint. So I love him, basically. Also, the line, "Do you come in a range of colours?" Possibly the best line Doctor Who has written since Rose asked the Doctor, "If you're from another planet, why do you sound like you're from the north?" And he responded with, "Lots of planets have a north." I think "Do you come in a range of colours" surpasses that as the greatest Doctor Who line of all time. Anyway, Toy Master's defeated with a game of catch. Oh yeah, cracking spit in the game. The teeth on the Toy Master, it's a very subtle little thing, but he has too many teeth. When he smiles, far too many teeth. And when he smiles at Ncuti, Dr. 15, he sucks his teeth, which was a glorious little bitch. I love that. I love how camp he is. I love the fact that he gives 14 a little kiss on the forehead, and he calls him honey when he splits the TARDISes. He's got a jukebox which is banging, and it's a proper was it Wurlitzer, the old ones that had the bubbles running up? Anyway, it's mint. On to the speculation. Now, two big things that happened in this episode. One, the mention of the one who waits. Now, the only reference I can think of anyone waiting would be Amy Pond, the girl who waited. Now, obviously, Amy is dead. She is well dead. Now, we never actually saw her die. She was touched by the Weeping Angel, sent back in time, followed by Rory, and she supposedly died of old age, as did Rory. However, Rory was also referred to as the boy who waits, because Rory died a lot, man, but when Rory died, an alien created replicas of a Roman legion based on, I think it was Amy's memories or things around her flat, and there was a photo of Rory dressed as a Roman legionnaire. So Rory got recreated as this sort of automaton Roman soldier, but he had Rory's memories, and he went on to protect the box that Amy's essence was saved in, because she had to sit in there for 2,000 years, otherwise she would have died. It's long-winded. Go back, watch the Matt Smith episodes, it will explain it. Anyway, he was referred to as the boy who waited. Now, that Legionnaire version of Rory supposedly was wiped from existence when the real Rory, the timeline was reset, and real live Rory came back and married Amy. And then when Amy went back in time because she got touched by a fallen angel, weeping angel, Rory also went back, and supposedly Rory died of old age. Now, did he die of old age? Or did the automatron version, the plastic gun-toting Legionnaire version, survive? And has he been stumbling through time, unable to die, blaming the Doctor for what he's been through? Is he the one that waits? It's a good guess. I mean, Tom did point out that he's a very much loved character, and would they really do that to him? I can't think of any other way that they could. And I mean, obviously, it's going to be something massive. It's going to be a really big baddie, and it could very easily just be there's no reference to waiting at all. They've just done that as a little teaser. But for it to be someone that the toy maker is scared of, it's going to be Mahusiv. Also Mahusiv, the Master or the Mistress, depending what the reincarnation is going to be. Now, when the Master died, when he was played by bleach blonde dude, and I can't remember his name, but he was mint. Anyway, he died, refused to regenerate, and David Tennant ends up holding him as he's dying. He's like regenerating. He's like, no, I won't. Fuck you. So he doesn't regenerate, and he dies. And you think he's finished, and they put this little pyre together, and they burn his body, and it ends with a close-up of his signet ring sitting on the floor, and a female hand reaching down and picking that ring up. That scene has been virtually exactly reenacted, because after the Toy Master is folded up into a box, his gold tooth is on the floor, on the landing pad of unit, and a female hand reaches down and picks it up. The gold tooth that has the Master trapped in it. So the Master is definitely coming back. But who picked it up? Who could it be? Well, I've got a theory. Now, firstly, I mentioned Kate Lethbridge-Stewart's little rant when she took the band off and the spike triggered, and she then spouted all this stuff. Now, you'll notice that the clip of the tooth being picked up by the hand, very, very bright red nail polish. So I went back and I watched all the clips. When the Doctors are playing catch with the Toy Master, and 14 stumbles with the ball and falls back, there's a clip of Kate Lethbridge-Stewart going, oh! A very, very, very obviously look at my fingers shot of Kate wearing bright red nail polish. So I had a quick skeg through some of the old episodes of Kate and some photos online, and I can't find any photos of Miss Lethbridge-Stewart ever wearing bright red nail polish. It seems a very weird thing for someone in unit to do. Also, that tooth is being picked up from the landing pad in unit. It's not like anyone can just bowl into unit, start picking up teeth. So it's someone that's in there. It's fucking Kate. And if it's Kate, why is she picking the tooth up? Why? Well, we'll have to wait till Christmas, won't we? Christmas Day. With Shooty. Ooh. So he doesn't get a new TARDIS. He gets the same TARDIS, but he gets a jukebox. Hopefully, new sonic screwdriver, because that sonic screwdriver's been banging about for a bit. And I love me a sonic screwdriver. So yeah, thanks for watching. It was a very... I'm going to go and watch it again, because, you know, it's a good episode, and I can't wait till Christmas Day. Yeah, I've been Gaz. I have my love back for Doctor Who. I lost it a bit during Capaldi, I have to say, but I'm excited, very excited for Shooty. I think he's going to be possibly the best Doctor, if not in the top 3. Well, he's going to be second to Tennant, if anything, but I think he might beat him. Yeah, thanks very much for watching. Stay tuned, stay nerdy.